don't have to restrict ourselves or our thought process, because I have to tell you a story. I have a mentor like you. I used to have a mentor when I was degree college. I studied in Cyber Science College. So I have a friend. He was studying law at that time, my mentor, and I met him when I was in Hyderabad to take coaching for medical exam, MSET, right at that time, MSET. So that is everyone's dream. So if you are a science student, you want to aspire to become a doctor. So I have a relative in Law College hostel. So I went there to stay with them and take the coaching. And so I met, at that time I met this mentor. He's like at least 5-6 years or more than 5-6 years older than me. But he befriended with me, means he wanted to, usually they don't really maintain that kind of relationship with kids. So, but he was not like that. So I was not, I am from village obviously, so I don't know English at all. But what he told me is, whenever we talk, we should talk only English. So that put a lot of constraint on my thought process. Whenever I talk to him, I talk less first thing, because first I am very shy of talking English, and I don't know vocabulary also at that time. I don't know how to frame the sentences and everything. So I was scared, and I used to think twice before I actually talk. That really made constrained my thought process. So that it is okay sometimes to put that restriction so that we learn. So at least that helped me at later years to practice more and more speaking in English, and that helped me obviously, definitely in life. But if any of you here who can speak eloquently in Telugu, but not able to speak in English, still you can go ahead and express your opinions. So don't feel constrained because you cannot talk in English properly, so I have to keep quiet. Don't feel like that, okay? That is the first thing. More than me, I would like to introduce Naresh. Naresh has, I think, more exciting and wonderful story than me. So I will start with Naresh first. So he will introduce.
You finish.
Okay. Well, I studied up to 7th class in my village. So I'll start from there. Then I went to my taluk headquarters, Vanaparthi, Old Maroon for 8th, 9th, 10th in a government school. After that, I wanted to continue in Vanaparthi only for junior college. But a friend told me, why don't we join English medium? So we are Telugu medium students, right? So he said in Mahoon Nagar there is English medium, so let's go. So we went there and I joined there. So that's the first time I got in touch with learning English as a medium of instruction. Okay. It was challenging at the beginning. So then after finishing 10+2, then I tried MSET couple of times. It didn't work. Then I joined. I took 1 year break also for that. Then it is in 80s sometime, maybe 1980 or something. So then I went to Cyber Science College degree, English medium BSc, 3 years. Then I came to Usmania University, Chemistry Department for MSc, finished in 86. Then I continued, I got CSIR fellowship I continued PhD, finished in 92, and on the same year, I got an opportunity to participate in a conference in US. At that time, the trend was we are not getting that many fellowships offers from here. So being here, so our research also was not that great actually, honestly. So the trend was go for some conference there and then find a job there, postdoc job, research job. So we went there. Usually they used to give anywhere from 15 days to 3 months visa. Because it's only for conference, so why do you need more than 3 months? So I got for 3 months I think. Some of my friends they got only for 15 days. So they have to take extension and all. So I went on August 15, 1992. And then by December I got a fellowship. I worked as a postdoc in Thomas Jefferson University, Philadelphia for 3 years. Then I moved to University of Pennsylvania. We both are in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania State, Philadelphia City. Then at that time there are not that many good opportunities as a pure scientific person. We don't have that many jobs. So I took some IT courses, Oracle, etc. Then I moved to IT side. I worked as an Oracle programmer, PLC programmer for a couple of years. Then I learned SAS and moved to SAS. And since then I worked in many companies. By the last 4 or 5 years I quit my job and I'm doing full-time training and consulting in the field of clinical trials using SAS. So that's briefly my background. And beyond that, I am very much involved in various other activities here and there. I am also very much interested with the Osmania University alumni related activities. We started alumni association there in US and we did some activities. And since I belong to chemistry department, we started chemistry alumni also recently. We've been doing some activities and giving presentations whenever we come. So that's briefly my background. Do you have any questions? Anything you want to ask specifically? Okay. So about my other activities, when I was a student also, I was a student leader. I was a joint secretary in Science College. At that time, we did run a very big movement against reservations also. I was one of the students in that movement. Then we also, when I was in US, we also actively participated in Telangana movement. We did a lot of awareness, bringing awareness, inviting people from here and organizing seminars, stuff like that. So 10 years went in Telangana movement also. And after Telangana state formation, what we thought, we need to work on the development side. So we started a small group called Dial Your Village. Usually we see the Dial Your CM, right? So similarly, we want to talk to village people to understand their issues. So we started this Dial Your Village and we started organizing teleconferences every week. So we bring some expert from here onto the call and then we discuss various issues. So we bring all experts in education and have several meetings in education area, then healthcare, like that, agriculture, etc. So we have been doing it for the last 4 years. More or less there are about 100 plus conferences we did. All our conferences are recorded. We have those recordings and we also write summaries and post in the Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Dial Page. So also as part of this, whenever we I come, our team members, whenever we come here also, we will go to villages, and mainly we work with schools, trying to do some awareness or helping schools like that. So that's really what I do. And I didn't meet Shravan personally, but he had an initiative to do digital education, I think in his village somewhere. So through another friend, I joined that WhatsApp group, and he did some work on that. So recently, when I inquired my friend what is Shravan doing recently, so he told me about this initiative, so that he is working with his technology students. So I called Shravan and asked, so he explained me. It's really impressive the way he's guiding you people and his commitment. He said he's spending like 20 to 40 hours every week, 40 hours every week. That's like doing a full-time job. So, and he's committed to spend money also to work it out. And he said, surprisingly, though he wanted to give money, and you people are very careful and very diligent not to spend money, and you are coming with new ways of doing things without spending money. So that's really interesting. So I want to see what new things you are doing in your ECell room. He asked me to go and interact, so why not? So I wanted to, that's what I wanted to do for students. So I have actually one challenge for you guys also. Maybe you should work on it. Me and Naresh, we recently started thinking, since some of you come from village, the thought process generally is you get education and get out of the village and go to city or go to other country, make money, have good life. So that's the normal course of action that we do. So in a way we are driving our people out of villages. So I mean, obviously if you are educated, if you sit in village, people don't like it, right? Even parents don't like it. What are you doing in the village? You are educated, you have to go to and seek something, job and do something. That is one part. So people who are intelligent and able to perform well and get a job outside and settle down. And there are other set of people who are not that intelligent, but they are also like us. They are not intelligent and they could not go out of village. They feel they are deprived. They feel they are not cared by anybody because of they are not studying. They didn't study well, and they have no option but to stay in village and do whatever possible. So basically it lets them down. They think that they are not really capable. So that is another set of people we have. One set of people, they are going outside village, and other people, though they are in village, they are not doing anything. They think there is nothing in village. But because I am not capable, I am not doing anything. I am not going outside. Other people, capable people, are going outside and be successful, and I am unsuccessful guy. So that's why I am here. So that is basically the situation in village. So what we thought, can we explore that there are any opportunities for people to stay in village and make money, little bit money, not like what the people make in city, but that is sufficient to stay in village, right? And have good life. It's not that people who come to Hyderabad only should have a good life, right? People in village also should have a good life. Everybody should have a good life. That's the meaning of life, basically. So what can we do for that? So maybe you guys think about it and come with some innovative ideas. How we can make village people self-sustained, self-employed. So what are the opportunities available there? So once we think creatively and come up with some plan, probably we can start working on them and see implementing them little bit. So that's the one thing I would like to share with you, my thoughts, our thoughts. And then as part of your entrepreneurship is everything, not just setting up big companies like that. So even setting up little shops in villages, anything is also part of entrepreneurship. So it's rural entrepreneurship, right? So think on those lines also, what you can do for our brothers and sisters who are in the village and who need some help there. Okay? So with that background, and I'll ask Naresh his story. His story is longer than me. It takes time.
It makes I'll try to make it short but more interactive, because I think the more we talk, we come out with more better understanding between us. I mean, well, first of all, thank you very much to Ravi Anna for the minute he shared with me when what Shrikant Gaur is doing. I think he's doing because this is the right age where we go through a lot of school education, intermediate. Somebody was saying we did not knew what to do, because that was what intermediate education does to us. It will completely swipes our minds, only to crack BTech. But I'm one of the fortunate who doesn't need to go through intermediate education, so I'll tell you. But so when Ravi Anna told me I was in US with him, he mentioned me twice. I said this is the right age group, what you are doing, what Shrikant is doing, Shravan is doing and working with his college and the students, because this place is always permanent and this place is going to be outliving everybody. So he has chosen a place, he has chosen the right target and the people in the right age. But I'm curious, what are your third years and fourth years are doing? Are they involved at all? No. Okay. Good. So you're lucky people. Anyway, second years who got the ignition, and then the first years majority of them. With this background, so I am Naresh Kumar Pagidimari. I come from a village called Irvin, which is 80 kilometers from Hyderabad, in Madgul Mandal, Palamuru Jilla, which is called Maibunnar. My father is a people who came aspiring life educated in the village and came and got a little bit more educated and worked in Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences, and he is retired after 30 years service last year. But one thing, as we all come from our basics, our parents been so much investing on our future. So same thing my parents have done, investing on our future, educating us so that the education which will change our life. Rather than feeding a fish, he has made us how to catch fish. So that's all about our lives now, right? So, but one thing he did is he always ensured that I'm connected back to my roots, which is village, family, and we all coexist. We all coexist, right? It's not anybody own, it's all coexistence. So the concept of coexistence was always been the norm in our minds, that we all live together. Okay? I mean, in-house family, but in society, all in community, all in a country. That makes a country, right? Basically. So the coexistence so that values, ethics and all is always self-understanding. And while I was growing up, I always believed on one thing, with Swami Vivekananda quote is, this world is all about few people who believed in themselves and transformed into divine. That's all. So the first fundamental thing is, I think we all here should believe in ourselves. Okay? We all here to make something. Okay? What is that something, we'll know eventually. But believe that we are all here to do something. And what is something is to understand over the time. So whoever believes in them is the world for us. So it is in OUCT today, tomorrow in Hyderabad, tomorrow in India, and tomorrow in world. But it's all about how we believe ourselves, how we invest in ourselves. In that process, we all coexist. So that thought process made me, and I finished my 10th and then took up a diploma in Government Institute of Electronics in East Maratpalli. So that was a 3.5 years, and I joined Care Hospital as for internship. I see some internship club or something. So 6 months, and then I joined a job there. But while I was doing job, I pursued my undergrad in JBIT College in 2005 Jan. So I'm a biomedical engineer by training. So in 2008 I went to US. But the magic of life has happened, which Raviana was mentioning, more interesting or wonderful story is, it actually, we were in, when I joined second year college, because I was from diploma, so it was a lateral entry. Second year BTech in biomedical engineering at JBIT. In that second year, basically, I joined, most of them were 3 years younger to me by age. But other than there's no difference, we're all the same. So in that process, because of the fundamental value system of coexistence, we all need to talk to everybody, right? I mean, as I was also not good at English, but doesn't stop you anywhere, right? If you don't know English, you speak, whatever you speak is a language. So that's the confidence you believe in yourself. Whatever you talk, it's the problem of opposite person whether he can understand or not. Right?
Yes.
It's not our problem what you're speaking.
Yeah.
So I always used to think like that. You speak because everything comes with time. If you don't speak, nothing will come. That is for sure. Those theories and practically exist in our entire nature, right?
Yes.
So you speak, eventually it will evolve. So in second year when I joined, I still used to work in the evenings in Care Hospital. My mentor was kind enough said that, Naresh, you need to keep the practical experience. What you're learning and what you're doing should always connect in most of the times. In the second year, so we basically did a paper, did some research and published a paper, and we got an invitation from BITS Pilani, Rajasthan. So I've always, as I said, the concept of coexistence is I like to be with people, around people. So when I went, I kind of created people were so much trusting each other, so we became a group of 8 people in the college, second year, by the second semester. And we had a student activity center in our college. And Professor Jayant Kulkarni sir used to run that. He was a student-friendly teacher. Because he used to tell, do what students like. He never used to tell, go to classroom. So we like, right? Obviously. So in the student activity center, he gathered and said, we are going. So he supported us with everything to arrange to go to Pilani. When we went to Pilani, we went as a team and we presented. But on the process, we found they have presented like an ECell concept in a room called My India. Group of people in Pilani, okay, they're also second year at that time, saying that they thought one person ignited how should we work for our country. His name is Rakesh Reddy Anula. He's from Warangal. So he was at Pilani, and in the second year he has ignited, and he created a group called My India. Basically, My India. It's to own your country, My India. And then he said that we have only one passion, the rise of great nation. So we're all lucky to be born here, and we're in a beautiful country, India, which has shown the path to the world as a civilization. So that's the thing. Then when I was looking at around, we all were touring, and they were doing like, they had 2 thoughts. They said, how can we, this group, right, how can we help others, was always their fundamental thought process. Then they picked their mess workers in the big campus, right, you have a lot of hostels like that also. Their mess worker children were not getting educated. So these people have started a program called Gnan Board, where they pick all their mess worker students in a group, and then they start teaching them, okay? Teaching them in the sense what they know, doesn't need to know what, go out of the way and learn, what they know, where they came from, imparting basically some basics in English or math or science, or making children to be active, proactive, right? And then second thing they did is livelihood to women. In Pilani, lot of creative artwork in Rajasthan basically, right? So they have combined some women's and called women self-help groups. Basically taking their products, asking them to come to the campus and during their annual student events. I mean, that has ignited me. And when we were coming back, we saw that we liked and we discussed with them. In the train, I basically want us to ignite, right? I mean, I started a discussion. Probably two things will happen. We discuss about a lot of other things or we discuss something important, meaningful. So we ended up in the train from Delhi to Hyderabad. We started what mind are doing. So it is keep on burning us in our mind. How should we? So the question came to the point is how we should do this in our college. That keeps us as a group together. Because one activity will keep us together. That's what we should do. And it's a college which brings all of us together. Because at the end of the college, we all go to disperse, right? So this is the, after home, I think the most organized place is the school, college, and the university. There's no other place in the world, if you really look at it. So that thought process triggered me saying that whatever magic should happen here. So we went and exams came, holidays came, and one of the persons from Pilani came and went to our student activity center and he shared a presentation what they do. So that time we had run the Basanti movie and very catchy music which has boiled our blood and said like all my friends, because one thing is you take an initiative, right? But others also should have the same fire. Then it will not last. So luckily in our case, all my friends have come and said that Naresh, let's do this. So that is a true teamwork, when everybody aligns to a one focus, one thing. So then we said, okay, My India, we started, and what we should do. Basically in the college we said is, save water, save electricity. Fundamental within yourself, okay? We normally tend to overlook these things. What is the concept from our Indian culture or Indian values is, saving is the first income. We forget most of it, but saving is the first income. If you have 10 rupees, if you spend 5 rupees and still happy, you means you already made the income of 5 rupees. So the concept of that is so basic, your values will translate into actions, right? Eventually that becomes a destiny. So save water, save electricity wherever, in each classroom, at each water filter place, right? In the toilets, we know. All of a sudden people, there was a big chaos, what these guys are talking, and there's always a rift, right? I mean, in students there's a fire on the opposite side. So we obviously become villains within a month's time, okay? That's fine, being villain is a good thing in colleges, in a positive way. But second thing we start, okay, what should we do? So what we did is, there's a village called Enkapalli, which is 2 kilometers from our college. Our college was within Enkapalli village. And if you go to any place, it's difficult. So college is the one which is bringing us and making us to meet every day, right? Spend time. So we come to the college and from here we go, okay? So we went to called Enkapalli village. We didn't know that village, we never went, okay? No idea. So we just went into that village, okay? And then approached some person, where is the school? We went to the school and started talking with the headmaster. That school had only up to 7th class. And then that interaction, this is called self-initiation. But we went without knowing anything. They might have said no, but they said, okay, they interacted. They allowed us. That's the beauty here. They allowed us that they interacted. They did not thought these people are mad students coming to the village and doing something. Right? Nobody was. But they allowed, and teachers were very good, and within a week we said August 15th was coming. This was in July 12th, 2006. So that's why I asked you. When you said July 23rd, right? So some way aligns. July 12th, 2006, we went to this village first day, and then August 15th came. We said we will organize some programs, we'll give some gifts to the students, like prizes, and then always our philosophy was to do something rather than talking. Okay, when you do, you can always talk, because it's easy, right? I mean, you get up, hey Sindhu, right? Sindhu Shah. You get up and say what you have done, you can explain. Whatever language doesn't matter. But when you talk and doing, it's difficult. I find it difficult myself at least. So we went and did August 15th. Villagers got connected. They were all curious why these people, they know them. And the beauty has is on August 15th morning, we just normally said to the group, I mean, initially money was our own money, 100 rupees, 50 rupees. We used to struggle for even petrol, 1 liter, going one bike, 3 people. That's a saving, right? We broke the rule, but that's a saving also. So, and then but I just told people, like around 13 people joined, asked them to be there by village at 6:30. I mean, out of 13, including myself, none of them was woke up on a holiday at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock to go to village. That's the beginning problem. So we were there by 6:30, everybody, and we have to go in bus. Most of the people used to go to college buses. They don't know which bus goes to Enkapalli. And remember, no phone, no WhatsApp, everything. But the coordination was there. So we were still human beings, right? So we know how to connect with people. So everybody by 6:30 we were there. So we joined school and they go around the village, right? Then we started blossoming. And one experience, right? One of my college mate, she's in Harvard today, doing postdoc, Aditi. She never went on a మట్టి ఉంటుంది కదా మట్టి మీద ఇప్పుడు కాలు చెప్పులు లేకుండా నడవలేదు. ఓకే, షీ ఈజ్ ఫ్రమ్ నార్త్ ఇండియన్ బట్ గ్రూ అప్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్. ఆమె ఫస్ట్ టైం కాలేజ్ నుంచి మా ఇంకపల్లికి బస్ దిగి నడుచుకుంటూ వచ్చింది. ఓకే, దట్స్ ద ఫస్ట్ టైం అంటే సంబడి షేరింగ్ దట్. She came. She said, I never woke up on time for my own things. So, I mean, all these things meant to happen, అంటే నేను ఎందుకు saying అంటే these are the things that have ignited us, inspired us to do something and continue. I mean, మాకు ఏం తెలియదండి, గుర్తుపెట్టుకుని. I was also like you in 2005, like when you said ECell started. So we didn't have Shravangar, that's only difference. You have Shravangar, okay? But we had Pilani, My India concept and passion of the rise of great nation, right? All those triggered us. So that August 15th event, well, villagers came and put a shalva on all of us. Oh, everybody felt so great and all. Luckily we didn't take photos, otherwise it would have been distracting those days. I mean, today it's most distracting. Everybody want to take more photos. So, but that was the beginning of our journey. And we decided like money was a thing and all. We said save 1 rupee per day, save 1% for the nation. Was the slogan given to the college. And eventually that after August 15th, whatever activity it has spread in the college, the same villains became heroes because these guys have done something in the village. And we decided, okay, now we'll change the whole country. Okay, that's the burning fire will start. But we went to our college management and they allowed us 1 day in a week, 3 periods, they'll give attendance, go and spend time in college, in the school. So 3 periods we used to go after lunch in the village only. That process has cycled and every month we used to get 1,500 rupees, okay, from our students only. And when you say saving means it's not that you have 100 rupees to give 30 rupees at the end of the month. No, you really think about it, that where this 1 rupee coming. So unknowingly that has created a value for rupee in many of our group mates, because from different batches, all 8 from biomedical engineering department, but college is the one, right? We are all one. So second, third year we entered, and 1,500 now we're thinking slowly making more money and going every week, maths and English, and we're coordinating the team. So we should have schedules, like you're saying, there are different clubs, Gnanboth Club, Technical Team Club, and then Newsletter Club, like that, under student activity. My India was also under Student Activity Center. But within My India, we used to have this fundraising. So if you really see all these things when you do unknowingly, and the beauty at this time is you don't have any expectations. Do you have any expectations today to do this? Do you have any expectations being in book bus? Right? No. So that is when we live in an age, at this age is, we live in no expectations. That's a beautiful. So if you strengthen it, if you're strong in it, right, and if you build on it, the whole life will be beautiful. At this time, I want to quote one thing which our ancestors used to say. Many of is work hard for 25 years and then you live rest for 75 years happily. You know what that means is working hard doesn't mean like only lifting 100. Everybody is doing their job. But at this 25 years, you build a lot of value system, you understand, you go through a lot of process, right? You grow, a lot of transformation. After 25 to 75 years, there's nothing much change. You get married, you get kids, life will be more ups and downs. But here it is steep curve. In this steep curve, you learn so many things, you get so many transformations, right? In this process, that's why our ancestors are very clear, right? Work for 25 years for yourself means you build you uplift yourself in this process, because one thing I took, what is our ancestors said of 25 years is, this first 25 years is you work without any expectations. When you work without any expectations, everything is the best. When you work with an expectation, whatever comes, you're still depressed. This is two fundamental principles I always like to share as my younger brothers and sisters here. So that went on, and in January 26th came, okay? I mean, villagers started coming and give a memorandum, and that school, that village, 1953, they never had 10th class. Villagers wanted to fight. So we said this is a good challenge to take up, and we all became a team. And for January 26th, we went to college management and said, sir, our college is in our Enkapalli village. We want you to spend money to paint all our college. I mean, the village school. So these people said that they couldn't say no. Okay, villagers also came and gave a representation. So college management approved, because we know, and they painted the entire school in Enkapalli. Okay. So village started recognizing it, and they started accepting us, because they all have misconceptions. Oh, these people coming from cities are bad, because they'll tell bad things to villagers. So all those misconceptions, everything is cleared by January 26th. And now there our junior joined. So by the time our team became 100 plus in the college, My India JBA. I mean, we never asked them to join. Everybody joined and they see.